This is Fluent English Journey Podcast.
From Speak English with Nora. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fluent English Journey Podcast. I'm Nora.
And I'm Ethan. Hey Nora, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. Though I have to say, the weather's been a bit unpredictable lately. It was sunny this morning, and now it's raining.
Tell me about it. I left my umbrella at home, of course. So, do you have any plans for today after we finish recording?
You know what? I'm thinking about just staying in and maybe baking some cookies. Nothing fancy, just a cozy afternoon at home.
That sounds perfect. Speaking of cookies, actually, that's a great way to jump into today's topic.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, today we're talking about American versus British English. And cookies is actually one of those words that's different in the UK.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, our listeners are going to learn so many interesting vocabulary differences today. And just a heads up, everyone, we've got a full transcript and some fun practice exercises in the description below, so make sure to check those out after listening.
Exactly. And we'd love to hear from you too. Which version do you use, American or British English? Drop a comment and let us know.
All right, so let's dive in. Ethan, you mentioned cookies a minute ago. What do British people call them?
In the UK, they say biscuits. So if you're in London and you want what Americans call cookies, you'd ask for biscuits.
Right, but here's where it gets a bit tricky. In America, we have biscuits too, but they're completely different. American biscuits are like soft, fluffy bread that you eat with breakfast or dinner.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's a good point. So the same word means totally different things. That could definitely cause some confusion.
For sure. Okay, let me give you another one. What about chips?
Ah, this is one of my favorites. In America, chips are those thin, crispy things you eat as a snack, right? Like potato chips from a bag.
Exactly. But in Britain?
In Britain, chips are what Americans call French fries. You know, the thick potato pieces you get at a restaurant.
So if you're in the UK and you order fish and chips, you're getting fish and fries, not fish with potato chips from a bag.
That's right. And just to make it even more confusing, what Americans call chips, the British call crisps.
Crisps. I love that word. It sounds so crispy.
It does. So let's recap quickly. In America, cookies and chips. In Britain, biscuits and crisps. Got it?
Perfect. Now let's move from the kitchen to other parts of the house. There are so many differences here.
Oh yeah. Like, where you live, Americans say apartment, but British people say flat.
Right. I live in a flat on the 3rd floor. That's how someone in London might say it.
And speaking of floors, that's another difference. In Britain, the ground floor is what Americans call the first floor.
Wait, really? That's so interesting.
Yeah. So if you're in a British building and someone says first floor, they mean one floor up from the ground. In America, the first floor is the ground level.
Wow, that could definitely lead to some mix-ups. Okay, what about getting around the building? Like, how do you go up?
Ah, good question. Americans use an elevator, but British people take a lift.
A lift! That makes sense, right? Because it lifts you up.
Exactly. And when you take out the trash, Americans say trash or garbage, but in the UK, it's rubbish.
So you'd say, I need to take out the rubbish. I have to admit, some of these British terms sound quite charming.
They do! All right, let's move on to transportation. This is where things get really interesting.
Ooh, yes. So if you want to take public transportation in New York, you'd take the subway, right?
Right! But in London, it's called the Underground or the Tube.
The Tube. That's such a cool name. I guess because the tunnels are shaped like tubes?
Probably. And if you're driving, Americans put gas in their cars, but British people put petrol in theirs.
Petrol. And the place where you buy it, Americans call it a gas station.
And British people call it a petrol station. Makes sense, right?
Totally. What about big vehicles, like those large trucks that carry things?
Oh, you mean a truck? Well, in Britain, they call that a lorry.
A lorry. I haven't heard that one before. That's pretty different.
It is. And here's another one. The front part of a car. Americans say hood, but British people say bonnet.
And the back part? We say trunk in America.
In the UK, it's the boot. You put your luggage in the boot.
This is fascinating. Okay, let's talk about shopping for a minute. There are differences there too, right?
Definitely. Americans go to a store, but British people go to a shop.
Right, like I'm going to the shop to buy some milk. And what about the money, like at the end of a meal?
Ah, yes. In America, you ask for the check at a restaurant. In Britain, you ask for the bill.
Interesting. And clothing. Americans wear sneakers, but in the UK,
They wear trainers because you train in them, I guess.
that makes sense. And Americans wear pants, but be careful with that word in Britain.
Oh, yeah. In Britain, pants means underwear. What Americans call pants, British people call trousers.
Trousers. So you definitely don't want to mix those up.
No, you don't. All right, now let's talk about something really interesting. Pronunciation differences.
Ooh, this is a big one. Some words are spelled the same, but sound completely different.
Exactly. Like the word tomato. Americans say tomato, but British people say tomato.
Right. There's even that famous song. You say tomato, I say tomato. It's all about these differences.
Perfect example. What about schedule? That's another big one.
Yes? Americans say schedule, but British people say schedule.
Totally different. And route. Americans usually say route, like out. British people often say route, like boot.
Interesting. And then there are the spelling differences too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is pretty straightforward though. A lot of words that end in or in American English end in our in British English.
Like color versus color, or favor versus favor.
Exactly. And words ending in in American English often end in re in British English.
Right, like center becomes center, and theater becomes theater.
And one more pattern. Words with a single L in American English often have a double L in British English, like traveling versus traveling.
Got it. So if you're writing in British English, you'd write, I'm traveling to the center of the city to see my favorite color.
Perfect. You nailed it.
Thanks. Okay, now I want to talk about something that's not just about words. It's about culture and how people communicate.
Oh, you mean like polite expressions and social habits?
Exactly. This is super important because it's not just what you say, but how and when you say it.
Right. So, British people are famous for saying sorry a lot, like even when something isn't their fault.
Really? Give me an example.
Well, imagine someone bumps into you on the street. In Britain, both people might say sorry even if one person wasn't at fault at all.
Wow, that's so polite. In America, we say sorry too, but maybe not quite as often.
Yeah, it's just a cultural thing. It's a way of being polite and acknowledging the situation.
I like that. What about saying thank you?
Both Americans and British people say thank you a lot, but there are some fun variations. British people might say cheers as a casual thank you.
Cheers. I thought that was just for drinking.
It can be, but it's also used as an informal thanks. Like, if someone holds the door for you, you might say cheers instead of thank you.
That's so cool. And what about small talk? Is there a difference there?
Oh, definitely. In Britain, talking about the weather is huge. It's like the go-to conversation starter.
Right. Lovely weather today, isn't it? That kind of thing.
Exactly. And British people are also more likely to use understatement. Like, if something is really good, they might just say, not bad.
Not bad, meaning it's actually great?
Yes. It's a bit of British humor and modesty.
I love that. Americans tend to be more direct and enthusiastic, right? Like, that's awesome or that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Americans often express enthusiasm more openly.
It's not better or worse, just different styles of communication.
Exactly. And that's what makes learning about these differences so interesting. It's not just about words. It's about understanding different cultures.
Absolutely. So let's do a quick review of everything we've covered today, okay?
Great idea. So we talked about food vocabulary, cookies versus biscuits, chips versus crisps, and fries versus chips.
Right. And home words, apartment versus flat, elevator versus lift, trash versus rubbish.
Then transportation, subway versus underground or tube, gas versus petrol, truck versus lorry.
Shopping terms, store versus shop, check versus bill, sneakers versus trainers.
Spelling differences, like color and color, center and center, traveling and traveling.
Pronunciation differences, tomato, schedule, route, all said differently.
And cultural habits, like how British people say sorry and cheers and love talking about the weather.
Wow, we covered so much today. And you know what? The most important thing to remember is that both versions are correct.
Absolutely. Whether you learn American English or British English, people will understand you. It's all English.
Right! And honestly, it's fun to know both versions. It helps you understand movies, TV shows, books, and people from different English-speaking countries.
Exactly. Plus, it makes you sound more natural and confident when you travel or talk to people from different places.
So true. Now, we'd love to hear from you, our listeners. Have you ever been confused by these differences? Or do you have a favorite British or American word? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, and don't forget to check out the transcript and practice exercises in the description. They'll help you remember all these new words and phrases.
Before we go, let me just say, learning a language isn't just about memorizing words. It's about understanding people and cultures.
That's so true, Nora. And every little difference we talked about today, it tells a story about history, culture, and how people live.
Exactly. So keep listening, keep learning, and most importantly, keep enjoying the journey.
Well said. Thanks so much for listening today, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you in the next episode of the Fluent English Journey podcast. Until then, keep practicing.
Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos to keep improving your English. See you next time.